We conclude our series on pre-acquisition work by compliance by tying it all together on how it will lead to post-acquisition integration. Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. And now I'd like to say a few words about the latest podcast on the Compliance Podcast Network, AI Today in 5 with 5. Thrilled to announce the inaugural episode of my latest podcast series, AI Today in 5. I wanted to do a short, curated set of stories and news stories about AI for the compliance professional and the greater business professional. You can check it out on Megaphone, the Compliance Podcast Network, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple, or wherever great podcasts are listened to. Check out AI Today in 5. Mergers and acquisitions has long been a fertile ground for FCPA enforcement actions, literally going back to the first decade of this century. And here in 2025, we're still having them. So this week, we're going to take a deep dive into the pre-acquisition phase of M&A work. So you've now done as much as you can that we have suggested this week on pre-acquisition DD. And now we need to take these steps and use them to integrate and investigate post-acquisition. As organizations continue to expand through acquisition, especially in foreign markets, your compliance team plays a critical role in safeguarding the company from inheriting liabilities that could be avoided with effective pre-acquisition and post-acquisition matters. One of the main points from the John Deere enforcement action is the need for a well-defined post-acquisition integration plan. This includes robust compliance component. All too often, the focus on post-acquisition is on operational integration, with compliance being pushed down the priority list. However, failing to integrate your compliance program immediately can cause ongoing illegal activities that expose your company to violations. Compliance training for all employees of the acquired company with a focus on FCPA and other global anti-corruption standards. Review and revision of the acquired entity's third-party relationships to ensure compliance with your company's standards and the FCPA. Enhanced monitoring of high-risk activities, particularly those involving interactions with foreign officials or with government contracts. Some key components of a post-acquisition investigation include forensic review of the full set of financial transactions, particularly to payments for third parties, employee interviews at various levels of the acquired entity to gather information about day-to-day operations, compliance culture, and risks, review of contracts like you did in the pre-acquisition phase, and business deals to ensure no irregularities, and then moving to perform third-party audits of key suppliers, agents, and intermediaries. All of these steps, however, are going to be based upon the work that you have done pre-acquisition, and that's why I spent 4 days kind of going through all of the steps that I think you should take, because you will lay out, or rather find areas that could be of risk to you, and more importantly, could put your company at risk. And also, always remember that if there is something askance, irregular, or unethical, or illegal going on, that's going to significantly devalue the asset that you're buying in terms of the entire company. So do it for a business reason, which is equally important, or perhaps even more important than the legal reason going forward. So what are the 3 key takeaways from today's episode? Well, number 1, criticality. Pre-acquisition work is critical for your post-acquisition integration. 2, foundation. Pre-acquisition work will form the foundation for your post-closure work. And then always remember, document, 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 whatever you have done in your entire process. happy to do for you, the compliance profession, is if you have a question or a series of questions you would like some compliance tips on, I'm happy to take any requests that you might want, certainly anonymize them, and give you a quick tip. Either one quick tip or maybe a week's worth of quick tips. So if you have any tips you want about your compliance program, you can shoot me an email at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. This podcast was created and produced with the assistance of AI.